Here is a photo of a $624 bill that a friend of mine received for mental health care. She says, "This is the cost of one mental health appointment, not including meds, at Roosevelt General Hospital. And this appointment happens once a month. Mental health care in this country is a joke." I try to only speak about things which I have some experience or knowledge about, and I have a whole lot of knowledge about what it's like to surrender to the mental health care system. And so here's my response. Well-meaning people are trying to help from within these systems, but the systems dictate the behavior of the well-meaning people, and the well-meaning people who are serving in these systems are bound by the system's regulations. Can you imagine if your neighbor sent you a $624 bill for a consultation? Come on, that's not how neighbors treat one another. But this system tells a well-meaning person that it's okay to send this bill to your mailbox, a monthly annihilating bill. And it all seems just fine to us, in some sense, as long as we are complying to the system by keeping a regular job and insurance. But once you are outside that system because you are unable to comply, then you certainly feel the brutal nature of our systems. Next, the real shame of what we call mental illness falls on the back of our necks. We are told that we are shameful when we cannot participate in a slave wage system. We are forced to confess that we are disabled so that a failing central government can give us disability pay. And then we are denied that disability, possibly because we have been discovering daily our self-respect, even though we feel crushed and all but annihilated. It's like making a deal with the devil, who then has no intention of giving you what you bargained for. Mental health care systems have sold to us the concept of a diagnosis, and many of us feel so terrible that we are willing to accept these diagnoses in return for the possibility of receiving help. We are not mentally ill. We are having a difficult time dealing with a violent and absolutely disrespectful system, and the people who are unconsciously allied with those systems. We are labeled mentally ill when we can no longer serve these systems. We are labeled mentally ill when we can no longer serve as a cog in the violent machines. Our families and friends urge us to confess our disability to government officials so that we are not a burden on them. But what is the consequence of confession like this? What kind of innate power am I surrendering when I am forced to confess my disability to a government official? That is some dystopian future kind of shit. Yeah, I feel your pain. I've been on the long journey, my friend, and in the end, I was told that I better get to work or get the fuck on down the road. And that is an actual quote from an ex-wife who publicly professed to love me. And when I finally had to break for my own freedom, that's when the shit really came down on me. Thank God for all those who have shared their help with me in this recovery. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank God. So that's what this bill from our neighbors at RGH reminds me of. Thanks for sharing. I met a handful of really helpful people in the mental health care process. Those well-meaning people sometimes provided me with invaluable insight into my personal experience. But bills like these are intimidating at the very least. In many instances, we are being destroyed by our own neighbors who send us these bills. Well-meaning people enslaved in tyrannical systems. Spirit rise up in the people. Oh God, what have we done? For years and years, I reached out for help. I reached out for help in religion. I thought that if I wore uniforms, that if I joined the systems, that somehow I would feel a part of. I got college degrees. I participated. I became a feminist, trying to understand, my own toxic masculinity and how to get out of that. And I softened all my masculine edges, listening, caring, trying to be a father and a husband. Thank God for this privilege, right? For all of that opportunity. I'm grateful. And also, you can see in listening, you can hear as you listen to me that, yes, I'm feeling betrayed. I'm feeling hurt. Yeah, I'm discovering that Forgiveness doesn't mean shut up about it. If you have an experience, you can come into a deep love and a forgiveness that can actually help you to bring your presence. This is what it's like. This is what justice is like. When you are treated poorly by people or systems, yes, forgive. And yes, do not let those people take any power from you. And also, you are not obligated to just shut the fuck up. You are not obligated to just get the fuck back to work just because that's someone else's agenda. This is a tough place to be in. And we are in survival mode, y'all. Fight or flight, many of us. And it's fight, yes, and it's flight, yes, and it's also something else. Both of those, and something new, something better. We have a lot of service to do, my friend. The provision will be found through finding the service. This is not my spiritual concept. This is a test tried and proven. Seek first the kingdom. Everything else will be added unto you. Everything of true value. We must risk everything to discover that which has the deepest and truest value. Labor and the expression of worth. Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe. Depth tribes feed the world. Together, we are discovering our common service, our common stories, and our common love. LNTEOW, come on. Travelin' Travs, Travelin' String Camp. Facilitating catharsis. Catharsis, healing through musical and movement expression. Healing movement is joyful movement. Joyful movement is healing movement. Labor and the expression of worth. So many wonderfully exquisite activities have been going on. Ooh, yes, we've been connecting. I've been connecting with you. We have been speaking into one another's lives. We have been doing team building exercises. We've been in front yards playing piano and violin. We've been in living rooms making music, discovering new friends. My goodness, there's been invitations, and thank God, thank you. I am so grateful to be a part, and we are together discovering our common work, our common service, our common stories, and our common love. This is who we are. This is what we do. We come together, spirit rising up, spirit of love rising up. We have the power. This is what Joanne told me one day. We reminded me, we have the power. Yes, we do. We have seen power rise up from the people before. Yes, my friends, yes. LNTEOW, labor and the expression of worth. Travelin' Travs, Travelin' String Camp.